one of the questions that comes up every now and then is, how fast does this work? In the past, no one really asks a therapist, right, or a counselor or anything, how fast is it going to take you to, remove my problems and stuff like that? Because that's, for a lot of people, it's years, right? You hear about people being in
Right.
therapy all their lives. Not that this is therapy, right? This is the anti-therapy, but still, you hear about issues taking ages and ages to resolve. So, give us some perspective on the results that you've had.
Okay. Well, usually issues clean up pretty quickly and surprise people.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, of course, it doesn't always happen like that. Exactly. I can't say, well, this is going to clean up in one session. I don't know those things, but usually and it is a variable, but yet in most cases, it's very quick compared to what people have been experiencing in the past.
Hmm.
And especially when they've had some issue that they've been wrestling with for 25 years or something,
Hmm.
and maybe they've been working in therapy and alternative therapies for that long and spent a fortune and spent years and it's still not resolved, right?
Hmm.
So many times I have people resolve these issues in the first session, which is a free session many times,
Wow.
and which surprises them. And then I've had people resolve some big issue in that free session, and then they're not up for doing anything right away, which is fine with me. That's okay. I love it.
Sure.
But it's usually very quick that people at least see they'll see results. And that's why one of the reasons why I do the free session is because, I can answer questions for people. We've got lots of information
Mm-hmm.
on the website, audios, and now videos, and all
Mm-hmm.
this data and all this information. I answer these questions for people by email or on the phone. So all that information is great, except it doesn't. It's still the person doesn't know that this is going to work for them.
Mm.
It's just information.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that. They have a subjective reality
Mm.
maybe, but not an objective reality on the workability of this process.
Sure.
So that's why being able, since I've been working with people on the phone, I've been able to do a free session. And in that free session, that gives them that objective reality.
Right.
And most of the time, people will see results in that. Otherwise, they wouldn't continue.
Mm. Sure.
you know. So um, that's probably the fastest answer. Usually people see results in the first intro session.
Right.
Now, as far as resolving things, that can take a little bit of time, but not a lot.
Uh-huh.
Sessions, not not years or anything like that.
Right. Right. So, is it unusual to have anyone have a problem uh, last more than 5 sessions? Is it unusual?
Yes,
It is unusual,
yeah,
right?
and it
I mean, it
depends
has
on it
happened.
depends on the problem too.
Sure.
It depends on the size of what's connected to it and all
R-
that sort of thing.
Right.
So it's hard to say, well, we'll resolve issues in 5 sessions. It's not exactly like that because, for example, I'm working with a guy today, and the one issue morphed into another thing,
Mm.
right, that he hadn't thought of, which we
Mm.
took up, and that sometimes happens. And
Sure.
that was connected with that, but it was a completely different issue that we had to take up in the same session,
Huh.
which doesn't usually happen. Usually we had a good point, but this one we did. And
Right.
so we took up these two issues, which were connected. Then I was able to take it to a good point,
Mm.
right? Are those two things completely resolved? I don't know, but I'll find out. Because I ask at the end, how does that seem to you now? It's not bothering me. It feels pretty good. I don't have any attention, whatever.
Right.
All right. Well, I'll find out whether that lasts or not,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. For
because
sure.
they'll tell me or they will never mention it again. That sort of
Right.
thing.
Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay. So
That
pretty
makes
quick,
sense?
basically,
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
surprisingly fast. Yeah.
Mainly compared to what people have experienced in the past, they don't believe it. If
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine that something somebody's been working on for decades can be handled in just an hour or two or something. They can't imagine it.
Right.
And people, he's just blowing smoke up my skirt, that kind of a thing. But the truth of the matter is, these issues didn't take very long to get stuck.
Huh.
People think that it took years to have these issues. What they're seeing is the effects of this on their life over a long period of time.
Mm,
But the actual start of that issue was quick,
mm,
sometimes the blink of an eye,
mm,
literally
hmm.
faster than you can blink your eye. Sometimes something's there.
Right.
It's that kind of a thing that it doesn't take long for these issues to get stuck.
Got
So
it.
why should it take that long to unstick them?
Right.
It
Right.
takes longer, doesn't take a second usually, but I've had them unstick pretty quick. Like I said, I've had it happen in 5 minutes.
Ha.
It's happened.
That's
It can
crazy.
happen. You
Right.
never know, but not usual like that. But it doesn't take that long usually, because what is really going on with a person, as we've talked about in other videos, is something gets stuck on automatic.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
And that's what the stuckness is.
Uh-huh.
And when you have them examine it and inspect it, when it comes off automatic, that's it.
Huh.
It's no longer affecting them in that kind of a way. They have a freedom with regards to that, freedom from, freedom
Right.
to.
Sure.
They
Sure.
can do it or not do it. That's true freedom.